Hi everyone, and welcome to Heart Matters. We're so glad that you've tuned in today. When you think of the church, you probably think of a building in your community with a steeple, right? But the church is actually a body of believers that stretches around the globe. Today, the first Sunday in November, is International Day of Prayer for the Persecuted Church. And in this show, we're happy to sit down with Andrew Croft of Open Doors to talk a little bit about our brothers and sisters who are persecuted because of their faith. Also joining us as today's musical guests, we're pleased to welcome Isaiah Giles to the Heart Matters stage. So once again, thanks for joining us. We hope you enjoy the show.
Still in your presence, all the noise dies down. Lord, speak to me now. You have all my attention. I will linger and listen. I can't miss a thing. 'Cause Lord, I know my heart wants more of you. My heart wants something new, so I surrender all, and all I want is to live within your love and be undone by who you are. And my desire is to know you deeper. Lord, I will open up again and throw my fears into the wind. I am desperate for a touch of heaven. Oh, 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 oh. You're the fire in the morning, you're the cool in the evening, the breath in my soul, holding life in my bones. There is no hesitation in your love and affection. It's the sweetest of all. Lord, I know my heart wants more of you. My heart wants something new, so I surrender all. 'Cause all I want is to live within your love, be undone by who you are. My desire is to know you deeper. Lord, I will open up again and throw my fears into the wind. I am desperate for a touch of heaven. Oh, oh, oh. Jesus, have your way in me now. I open up my heart to you. I open up my heart to you now. So do what only you can. Jesus, have your way in me now. listen to the wind. I am desperate for a touch of heaven.
Heart Matters will return in just a moment.
Closed captioning provided by Terry's Tents, offering services such as printing, embroidery, craft supplies, and canvas fabrication for over 30 years. Located in Happy Valley Goose Bay.
Scott's Transport Limited is a family-owned and operated full transportation company located in beautiful Deer Lake. In business for over 25 years and with a fleet of modern equipment and dedicated team, we service the growing needs of businesses from Newfoundland and Labrador to Ontario and locations in between. If it matters to you, it matters to us.
RE/MAX would like to say thank you for allowing us to be a part of the most important transaction of your life. Our mandate is giving back to the communities that serve us. We will be honored to help you with your next move. Call any of our offices today and let one of our RE/MAX agents go to work for you.
Hi, my name is Andrew Croft. I'm from Open Doors Canada. I'm the communications manager at Open Doors Canada, and we are serving the persecuted church. Our mission is to strengthen Christians where faith costs the most. It's a pleasure to be here in Newfoundland talking about Open Doors, about Brother Andrew, and about our persecuted family. I have some heritage from Newfoundland. Two of my grandparents were born in Newfoundland. My grandmother was born in a little town called Tilt Cove, the smallest town in Canada, population 5 according to Wikipedia. We love coming to Newfoundland, spending time here, visiting family. I first kind of heard about Open Doors when I read this book called God's Smuggler by Brother Andrew. Now, it's a story of Brother Andrew smuggling Bibles behind the Iron Curtain into communist countries back in the 50s and 60s. It's an incredible story of how God just enabled him, and just miracle after miracle, to get these Bibles into brothers and sisters living under communism who wanted access to scriptures and didn't have it. We began in 1955 when our founder, Brother Andrew, first went behind the Iron Curtain to visit Christians there, and he found a church. His first trip was into Poland, and he found a church that lacked access to scriptures. So he felt God saying, hey, you need to start bringing scriptures to them. In fact, he was sitting on a bench in Poland, and the Bible kind of opened to Revelation, and it said, I strengthen that which is at the point of death. And he just felt like that was his call to strengthen the persecuted church. And so that began his mission. And now today we work in more than 70 countries around the world, strengthening persecuted Christians. There are a lot of Christians who are mistreated or discriminated because of their faith, and they lack access to basic resources. And so we come alongside them and provide those so that they can remain where they are and be salt and light for Jesus Christ. We aren't a mission that says, hey, we know what you need. It's we go to the persecuted church and say, what do you need from us? And then we try to provide it. And that to me is the reason I love Open Doors. It's not us in the West. We know what's best. It's actually, we just know that we can help you. And we know that you have so much to teach us. And that's part of where my heart is that there's so much that we can learn from our persecuted family. So every year Open Doors produces what's called the World Watch List. It's an annual ranking of the 50 most dangerous countries to live in as a Christian. It's a document that's really well respected. It's used by other ministries to say, hey, look what's happening to Christians around the world. And so looking at that, at the World Watch List, if you were to ask, where's the most dangerous place to be a Christian for like more than 20 years, is North Korea. North Korea is the most dangerous place on the planet to be a Christian. It's illegal to be a Christian. It's illegal to own a Bible. We hear stories of Christians who in North Korea who actually have to bury their Bible in the garden. And when they want to read it, go out probably in the cover of darkness, dig it up, read it, and then bury it again. Because if you are caught with the Bible, you and likely your entire family will be thrown into a prison or a labor camp or exiled to a remote area. There's an estimated 60,000 Christians imprisoned for their faith in North Korea alone. That means there are more prisoners in North Korea than there are prisoners in the prison system in Canada. And yet, God is still moving. In a place where it's illegal to be a Christian, the church is growing. People are finding faith in Him. And so that's just in itself is just inspiring to think that if you're even found out to be a Christian, you could be thrown into prison. And yet more and more people are saying, yeah, I want to follow Jesus. In some countries, the church is persecuted, but it's not persecuted by the government. So it's open and visible. If you look at countries like Syria or Iraq, there's a church that has existed there since the early church, right? They've been around for literally thousands of years. And they have churches, they have buildings, they can be a Christian, but they are still persecuted. If you are a Muslim and you come and find Christ in Syria or Iraq, you'll probably be persecuted by your family. You'll probably be persecuted by your community. You'll lose access to resources. In countries like that, your religion is actually put onto your identity card, and if you're born a Muslim, you can't change that. And so that means if you become a Christian and you want to marry a Christian, you can't have a Christian wedding because your identity card says you're Muslim. Open Doors has the largest underground network of believers across the globe serving the persecuted church. We work with local partners. And in most of these countries, you won't hear the name Open Doors. You won't see an organization called Open Doors because that would just put a target on their back, right? So we find local partners, different names, different organizations that can help us do the work to strengthen our persecuted brothers and sisters. Many of those people being persecuted themselves. More than 365 million Christians around the world face high levels of persecution and discrimination for their faith in Jesus Christ. If you were to meet a persecuted Christian every second, it would take you more than 11 years to meet 365 million. That's a lot of our brothers and sisters who are facing high levels of persecution and discrimination for their faith in Jesus. And so at Open Doors, we are constantly striving to help Christians in Canada learn about and pray for our persecuted family. If God moves on your heart to say, yeah, I want to support my persecuted brothers and sisters, opendoorscanada.org/donate, and you can make a difference for our persecuted brother and sister. The church has done lots of mission work in places like Nigeria and Cameroon and the DRC. But the reality right now for Christians in sub-Saharan Africa is that they are facing extreme violence for their faith in Jesus Christ. 9 out of every 10 deaths for faith-related reasons, like Christians who are killed because of their faith, are in sub-Saharan Africa. It's because extremists are targeting the church and they're gaining more ground. The thing we've been talking about a lot this year, right now Open Doors has this campaign called Arise Africa, where we are trying to raise awareness for our brothers and sisters in sub-Saharan Africa. A petition called Leaves of Healing, where we want to stop the violence and start the healing. And so opendoorscanada.org/Arise Africa, and you can sign that petition. It's going to be taken to the UN. We're going to take it to Parliament Hill in Ottawa. The goal is to do that in 2026, but we want to see 1 million names from across the globe saying, hey, we stand with our brothers and sisters in sub-Saharan Africa. In 2018, Leah Sherbu was 14 years old, February 2018, and her and about 100 classmates were abducted from their high school in northern Nigeria by an extremist group. A month later, the girls that were abducted were all released back to their parents, everyone except Leah Sherbu. Leah Sherbu, being a Christian, when told by the extremists to convert to Islam, said, "No, I won't deny Jesus." And so they kept her. She said, "Hey, Mom and Dad, you taught me at the breakfast table that Jesus is close to people in pain. And I'm experiencing that now. But I want you to know that I will see you again, whether here on earth or in the bosom of our Father in heaven." Fast forward 6 years later, Leah Sherbu is still in captivity. Unconfirmed reports say that she's been married off to at least 2 different commanders of the extremist group and has multiple children. And I share Leah's story because she's one of the names and faces that we know, but the reality is that there are hundreds, possibly thousands of missing girls in sub-Saharan Africa who have been abducted by extremist groups. I want to see the church in Canada say, hey, we're not the only church in the world. We're part of a global body. And when one part suffers, we all suffer with it. And when one part rejoices, we all rejoice with it. I don't want to think that we should just think about suffering. We also want to rejoice, but we want to see that no brother or sister, no Christian faces persecution alone.
It's clear that we believe God works through people. Every story, song, and message that is shared here on Heart Matters is done through people. On and off camera, God is using people to speak His message of hope. And here's where you can help. Go ahead and send us suggestions of people from your area that could be a part of an upcoming show. What God is doing in the lives of people around us is too good not to share with others. Also, if something you've heard in the show has impacted you, we'd love to hear about that as well. Simply drop by our website and leave us some feedback there, or send us a direct message on social media. And speaking of social media, if you're not yet following us, please join in so you can see the latest on upcoming episodes and events. Still to come in today's show, The Bottom Line with Mike Freake, and more music from Isaiah Giles, when Heart Matters returns.
Looking for a quiet, clean, and economical place to stay in central Newfoundland? Emmanuel Convention Center offers hotel and motel rooms, cabins, bunk rooms, and RV lots. We are a family-friendly site featuring nature trails, a playground, and sporting areas. Give us a call today.
From envelopes to tractor-trailer loads, Dooley's Trucking caters to all your shipping needs. Capable of meeting all your shipping requirements throughout Newfoundland. Dooley's Trucking is your choice for fast and efficient delivery. Ship with the best. Ship Dooley's.
My name is Brandon Lee Mullet. I'm the owner here at Gander Appliance and Furniture, and I'd like to welcome you to our new showroom right here in Gander.
We carry a wide variety of furniture brands, including Canadian-made Decorest, Canadel Dining, and a large variety of Ashley furniture. We also carry major appliance brands such as Bosch, Maytag, and Whirlpool. Come visit us at 60 Armstrong Boulevard in Gander or 1 Fairview Street in Lewisport.
One of the things that I always loved to do was kayaking, so much so that a number of years ago I decided to build my own. So I ordered a how-to book and blueprints, and away that I went. I didn't have a shed or a garage, so I actually started building it in the hallway of my house until I found a friend who let me complete it in their shed. So I built a 21-foot double-man sea kayak, and it looked hilarious on my little Honda Civic at the time. You know, I don't do that as much anymore. I've sold my kayaks, but I still love to go whenever I get the chance. There were times when we kayaked and the water was dead calm. It was relaxing, beautiful conditions. But there were other times when it got pretty rough, when the conditions weren't as favorable. And I remember times when the waves would come crashing in over the boat. Thankfully, the spray skirt kept all the water out. You know, it's one thing to paddle when the wind is at your back. That's easy. It's another thing to paddle into a strong headwind. Paddling into a headwind was hard, and it took a lot of work. There were times when I paddled, and it felt like I was making very little progress. But there were times that I stopped, and before I knew it, I was back to where I started. In our society right now, it seems like the church is paddling into a headwind. Well, what do I mean? Well, You know, there was a time in our society when the church had a favorable wind at its back. Regardless of whether you attended church or not, Christian views and beliefs were widely accepted and actually encouraged. Now there is somewhat of a shift in the wind conditions. Christianity no longer has that type of place in today's modern society. Christianity can often be seen as outdated and somewhat irrelevant. And although that may be the case, and some may agree or disagree with that statement, there are people around the world who face much stronger headwinds than we could ever imagine. Just to say that you follow Jesus and live by his teachings means that you are making a bold decision that has drastic repercussions. You know, I just recently returned from a place in Africa that if you decide to follow Jesus, that means you could very well lose your family, your job, your status, all for serving Jesus. That's a strong headwind. In other parts of the world, it actually means jail time, physical persecution, loss of your citizenship, and even loss of life. And although we can sometimes feel like the headwinds in North America are getting stronger, it is nothing compared to what people around the world face every single day of their lives to live for Jesus. And my hat goes off to people who have had to count the cost to follow Jesus in spite of severe headwinds, but they never give up. So to those who are watching today, whatever you are facing, no matter what someone is saying about you, whatever you're going through, regardless of how strong the winds are against you, the bottom line is this today: don't give up, don't quit, keep your eyes fixed on Jesus, and keep paddling.
And I can't see where I'm going, lights are blur, but you're showing me love, love in the midst of the dark. And I don't know what you're doing, but blindly I am pursuing you now. Good Shepherd, lead my heart. By the one who waits. grave. I walk with the King of victory, so bring on the waves. I'm loved by the one who anchors me, no fear of the grave. I walk with the King of victory, so bring on the waves. I'm loved by the one who anchors me, no fear of the grave. I walk with the King of victory, so bring on the waves. I'm loved by the one who anchors me, no fear of the grave. I walk with the King of victory, and oh, I will trust in you, 'cause I wanna be where you are, no matter how far it takes me, lead through the dark. My hope, you will not forsake me. Oh, I will trust in you. Oh, I will trust in you, 'cause I wanna be where you are, no matter how far it takes me, lead through the dark. My hope, you will not forsake me. Oh, I will trust in you. Oh, I will trust in you.
We talk a lot about having faith on this program, and trust is built when our faith is firm and steadfast. Thank you, Isaiah, for singing those words over us today. And a big thank you to Andrew Croft for helping to open our eyes to our persecuted brothers and sisters all around the world. Like Andrew said, we want no fellow Christian to feel like they are alone in this. So we encourage you to take some time today to pray for those who are oppressed because of their commitment to Christ, and to thank God for the freedom that we still have. Well, sadly, our time is up for this week, but we invite you all back again next time.